You have 10 victims in the building held by 3 aggressors. These men have a criminal record and killed many people and raped a lot of women. Instead of negotiating, would you drop a bomb? No. Dropping a bomb in a hostage situation, especially with innocent victims, is not an acceptable or legal course of action, regardless of how violent or criminal the hostage takers may be. Here's why. Preservation of innocent life. The primary objective in any hostage situation is to protect and rescue the hostages safely. Using indiscriminate force, like bombing, would almost certainly kill the very people you're trying to save. Proportionality and necessity. Even in the most extreme cases, the use of force must be proportionate to the threat and used only when necessary. Targeted operations or negotiations are preferred because they minimize collateral damage. Rule of law. Democratic and lawful societies operate under legal frameworks that prioritize justice, due process, and the value of human life. Acting outside these principles undermines the very system meant to uphold justice. International laws and norms. Dropping a bomb in such a situation would likely violate international humanitarian law and human rights treaties. Even though the aggressors in your example are clearly dangerous and have committed heinous crimes, that doesn't justify collective punishment or reckless action. How do you explain the situation in Gaza when you compare it with my instance? This is a deeply important and difficult question. The comparison you're drawing between a hypothetical hostage situation and the conflict in Gaza highlights real concerns about proportionality, civilian harm, and accountability in warfare. Here's how the two situations relate and how they differ through the lens of international law, ethics, and real-world complexity. 1. Hostage analogy versus Gaza conflict. Your hypothetical. A small group of armed aggressors holds innocent people hostage. Dropping a bomb would kill everyone, including the victims. It's clearly disproportionate and morally indefensible. Gaza. Israel states it is targeting Hamas, a group that launched a large-scale attack on Israel on October 7, 2023, killing over 1,000 civilians and taking hostages. Hamas operates from within densely populated civilian areas in Gaza, often accused of using human shields, making it extremely difficult to strike without harming civilians. 2. Civilian harm and proportionality. International humanitarian law (IHL) requires all parties in a conflict to distinguish between combatants and civilians. Avoid excessive civilian harm relative to the anticipated military advantage. In Gaza, large numbers of civilians, including thousands of women and children, have been killed in Israeli airstrikes and operations. Entire neighborhoods have been leveled. These consequences have led human rights organizations, the UN, and international legal experts to question whether Israel's actions are proportional or discriminate enough to comply with IHL. 3. The moral and legal debate. Supporters of Israel's actions argue that Hamas hides in civilian infrastructure, schools, hospitals, homes. Cutting off electricity, food, and medical supplies constitutes collective punishment. 4. Key difference from your scenario. In your hostage example, the perpetrators and the victims are clearly separate. 3 criminals, 10 innocent people. 5. Accountability and responsibility. The world is divided on who is more to blame, Hamas for endangering civilians, or Israel for using disproportionate force. Conclusion. Your analogy raises a powerful moral point. If we wouldn't bomb a building full of hostages to kill a few criminals, can we justify large-scale bombardment of a densely populated area to fight a militant group? The honest answer is, we showed tuneless every possible alternative has failed, and even then, only with extreme care to protect civilians. And even in war, ethics and law still matter.